think we're totally on a renaissance of email marketing.
Yes.
Are
Yep.
you feeling this too? Where
Yes.
I mean, I fell victim 2016, 2017 to the Jenna Kutcher podcast of your email list, your email list, your email list, your
Yep.
email list. I did not follow through in that the offer to build your email list should then be driving towards a funnel to then sell the thing
Yes.
to the relevant person. So
Yep.
I amassed an email list because I just kept making freebies.
Yes. It's the
I was like,
same.
here, have this for free, have this
Same.
for free, have this for free. I
Yep.
didn't segment anyone. I didn't tag anyone. I didn't put anybody in a bucket that they were supposed to be in. And now all of a sudden I've got 2,000 people on an email list that I have not catered to
Yes.
in so long that it's almost embarrassing.
Nope, I get it. I'm also in that kind of coming out of that as well because it was the same for me. My business grew so fast that I'm like, email marketing was not a priority for me and it's finally becoming one. And
Yep.
again, going back to that launch that I just had, it was one of my biggest sellers and I really didn't put that much behind the campaign. And I was like, could you imagine if I dumped some more money into this and really, that's my next biggest goal is to really figure out the whole email marketing thing because everybody's kind of sick and tired of social media right now. And I think we're on that
Yes.
precipice that it's like email is still very, very powerful.
Because email is the thing that no one will ever delete. No one is
Yes.
ever going to take a break from email. That's like,
Yeah.
that's not going to happen. So if you can get people where they're at, and I think text message marketing right now is
Yeah.
huge.
Yep. I
But
agree.
marketing, let's just even talk about how it's changed in the last year since the last
Yeah.
time we talked. I mean, I got TikTok
Whew.
stories literally
Yeah.
yesterday.
I've had them for
Yesterday.
like 2 weeks now. I think they're obnoxious, but
Are they?
I
Okay. Hot
I think
take.
so. Yes, yeah. That's my hot take, hot opinion. Because my thing with the TikTok stories, where Instagram still has a leg up on stories, I think, is that it's almost its own standalone feed. And
Totally.
there are so many options that you can use in stories, polls, stickers, links. You can save them to a highlight. Right now on TikTok, it is exactly like a video that you're posting in your feed or on your profile. And I'm like, I'd rather be on my profile.
Yeah.
Why
If I'm
would
going
I
to make the
not?
effort to make the video, I want
Yeah,
it to stay on there. That's kind of the point.
exactly.
Huh.
And the stories show up on the For You page or on the following page just like they would any other video that you're seeing. So I don't know. It's kind of weird. We'll see how this goes, but I'm not a huge fan yet. We'll
I
see.
think it could be effective, and I've just been kind of spitballing with my sister,
Yeah.
like, okay, how could we use this? So she's a wedding planner. She's planning
Yeah.
this huge wedding this weekend in Texas with a 40-foot floral archway, like
Ooh,
tunnel, a
it's gonna
tunnel,
be
floral tunnel.
beautiful.
And the
Yes.
whole wedding is like butterfly secret garden. They're bringing in 20 trees, all like crazy. And I
Yeah.
told her, I said, maybe you use TikTok stories to do things before you've cut together the video. Like, I
Yeah.
think that the stories is there to kind of be a spend the day with me vlog style content
I
like you
could see
would on
that.
Instagram, where maybe you're not ready to cut together that end piece of content, but you want to drip it slowly.
Yeah, I
What do
could
you think
totally
about
see
that?
that. Yeah, I was gonna say I could see it in that aspect. And the good thing, because I did play around with stories, and the first story that I posted, I said, "Hey, where are you guys seeing this? How are you liking it? Can you please interact with it?" And I got some good insight and some market research there. Some people, I would say 50-50 showed up on the For You page and showed up in the following. But that is predominantly where I saw people coming from, rather than you can also go onto somebody's profile and click on their profile image like you would on
Right.
Instagram, things like that. So nobody was actually going to my profile, anything like that. It was 50-50 following or For You page. And I think it'll be more interesting to see the difference there because if they're looking at it on the following, we know, okay, they're already engaged with me. Those are maybe the people, since they're already following me, they're more likely to comment and want to stay tuned for, like you said, your sister's doing the behind the
Right.
scenes potentially. They're going to be invested in that and then come back to your sister's profile and say, hey, oh, wow, that's the thing that I watch. Whereas on the For You page, that person might watch it one or two times, might not follow you, and then what? It's
Yep.
gone. That's where I think it's going to be a little weird and interesting. So to be determined, but I'm not a fan yet.
Yeah, I just haven't seen enough use cases for it, I think.
Yeah,
Because
I think so
I'm
too.
very much the same way. I love like pulling back the curtain, showing the process that's been my lives on TikTok
Yeah.
and
Oh,
showing
yeah.
how I design a logo on live so that when I do post it, a month later, people say, "Oh my gosh, this turned out so cool. I remember watching
Yeah.
you when you were just started it and it looks like a mess."
Yep.
And then here's the transformation, right?
Yep.
But it's interesting just even how our strategy has shifted in the kind of content we make. So the big shift from my agency is we all had, Instagram and TikTok creation contracts. And now I've kind of wiped the slate clean on that and told the clients, like, listen, come to us for your video content.
Yep.
Like, I don't want to make stories graphics or carousel graphics anymore. I don't want to
Nope.
make memes. I just want
Nope.
to make video content
Videos.
that connects with people. Because the
Yes.
hilarious thing is, 10 years ago when I was in college, I was a video major. And now it
There
all
you
comes
go.
full circle.
It's so funny how that works. I'm like,
And now it
things just
all
come
comes
back.
back around.
It does.
But it
Yeah.
does. It's really interesting. Talk to us about the difference between the kind of content you were making a year ago and the kind of content you're making now.
Yeah, so I used to on Instagram have a pretty good balance of video, photo, carousel, graphic, and I would very much diversify that. Now, there is such a heavy presence on video, and I'm definitely structuring my content strategy in that way. Yes, I'm still adding in those graphics. Yes, I'm still adding in those memes and things like that. They're not performing as high. And I still want to encourage people, if you want to spend, listen, this is my career, this is my business, this is my job. I post a ridiculous amount. I have a lot of content out there, and I don't suggest this for every social media or small business owner. But what I look at anytime I post like a graphic or a carousel, the performance and the engagement of it is just tanking. And I don't
Mhm.
want to give this misconception of, oh, we should only care about engagement. No, there have been a couple of posts that I know are my tried and true that bring sales in for me. Yeah, I might only get 100 likes, but I might get a sale or two. But I've shifted so heavily towards video content just because of TikTok and Reels and things like that. And now it's even more so the videos that used to work for me no longer work for me as well. And because people are starting to get either overwhelmed with the nature of it, they want to be more entertained. At least that's what I've noticed for my niche is people are wanting more entertainment. And that's not necessarily me jumping and pointing and dancing and doing all these
Right.
things, but jumping more on those trending audios or those sounds and correlating it back to my business. So even my talking head tutorial videos don't perform as high as they used to. So we're having to start to shift our content strategy, even as content strategists. So
Literally.
it's been interesting to see, and I haven't found the perfect formula again yet because I'm still in the middle of that shift of figuring out what's working. And right now, I was going to say the one thing that I have not tested out yet is more storytelling on TikTok because I've noticed more people are moving into that. And before, everybody hated that. And I'm like, wow, this is so interesting. But sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off there.
Oh, you're not cutting me off. You're literally just talking right out of my brain. I have this
Oh, perfect.
conversation with my
Yeah.
mom and my sister, both business owners. My mom owns an interior design company. Shout out Savvy Interiors. My sister has Dallas Wedding Planner, Sistered States. And she's talking, she keeps saying from her For You page perspective, she's got 130-ish thousand on TikTok. And
Yeah.
she says, my market is saturated because now every single girly that gets engaged thinks that they can sell wedding planning guides. And she's
Yep.
like, I'm a wedding planner. I'm literally planning my 50th wedding, and nobody wants to buy my resources because they're just going to buy it from the girl that they've been following for the last 8 months.
Yep.
And I said, but you can't compete with her because you're offering something else. So
Different.
it feels like market saturation. How many people have done brand design in 60 seconds videos now?
So many. I'm like, I see them and I'm like, I know you were first to market, but that's all we see now.
That I cannot be upset by that. I
Yes,
cannot let that be the reason why I don't try new types of content on TikTok. Because what
exactly.
do I do have on my side now? Experience, 8 years experience.
Yes.
Okay, let's lean into it. You want to see the last 500 logos I've designed? Here you go. Bum, ba, ba,
Yeah.
ba, 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 ba. Like
Oh,
that
yeah.
says way more about the volume of work that I've done because somebody who designs a brand yesterday could totally make a brand design video in 60 seconds, no
Oh,
problem,
yeah. Yeah,
and they can have
exactly.
success with it, and they
Yeah.
should. Like, hell yeah, come join the space. But like now my value add to the TikTok space is not look what I can do, it's look how many times I've done this thing
Done
that I
it.
can do so well.
Yes, I agree 120% because I'm in the same boat. You've heard me say it a million times. Canva tips, tricks, and hacks. I
Mhm.
literally heard another content creator say that, and I'm like, that is so specific to who I am and my voice. And then I heard somebody else say it, and I was like, oh, it's like nails on a chalkboard. But I was like, good for them.
Yeah.
I've seen other creators literally copy my videos word for word, and I'm like, good for them. Let them have it. And yes, so I'm having to start to shift my narrative as well. It's like, okay, I was known as this person who gave you so much advice, gave you all the tips and tricks and hacks and whatever. And now I'm like, I'm pivoting since I'm pivoting my business. I'm also pivoting my content strategy of like, I've been in the marketing industry for 10 years. My background is going to look different from the next marketer over. And you might resonate more with me because I like to say fuck,
Yeah.
like who knows?
Exactly.
So it's more
Exactly.
so, I think my shift in content here soon, I've already started to play around with this, is more my story, who I am, why you would want to work with me or purchase from me, and not necessarily here's all the things I can do for you for free. Here's my freebies. Here's my tips and things like
This
that.
is where I think people are making a mistake, but first I have to mentally note this to myself so that I can come back to the podcast and edit it. But I'm going to totally take where you say, because I like to say fuck, and I'm going to take that sound that's like,
Yeah.
what's your favorite cuss word? Probably fuck.
Yes, I love that sound so much. I
The
am
remix one,
obsessed with
I
it.
was like, we
Yes.
need to do a little like dancing, like us.
Absolutely, please. It's so good. But it's like, things like that resonate with people and
Totally.
or it repels people. I'm like, good, get them out of here. I don't need them kind of thing.
Totally.
So
Totally,
yeah,
but I think this new chapter of your content 2.0 is from my perspective, it's positioning yourself like you said as a thought leader.
yeah.
Even doing like formats like this where we have the
Mhm.
headphones on, we got the microphone. Like this
Yep.
isn't something that I'm just like casually filming out of my phone because I'm also framing it in the context
Yeah.
of this is something I know how to talk about on a regular basis. Like
Yes,
there's a lot of
exactly.
credibility in that, you
There
know?
is. Yeah, and I'm gonna take this, I know Shine with Natasha,
Yes.
she says this a lot, and she has a lot of content around this right now, is it's like, this is our stage. So
Mhm.
going out and especially if you're wanting to promote yourself as a coach and a content creator and a thought leader and educator, whatever that looks like, putting yourself out, I talk about this all day long. I've been on like 3 podcasts this week just to talk about content strategy, and it's like, I completely agree with you there that it's like, my content is starting to shift and, necessarily those tips, tricks, and hacks aren't going to work for me anymore. I'm going
But
to let the new me come on up.
all
Yeah,
of a sudden you saw the tips, tricks, and hacks girl public speaking on a TEDx stage. That's where I can see
exactly.
your content going. We're like,
Yes.
holy shit, I remember when that girl was just like doing the easy videos. But I
Yep.
think people are missing the opportunity to actually sell their high ticket offer on TikTok.
I think so too. And that's what I'm starting to try and figure out as well. It's tough. I'm not going to lie because, everybody leans into the fact that TikTok is a younger platform. TikTok, doesn't have anybody serious. And I said, that's not true anymore. That may have been you. I may have believed you a year ago, but
Mm-hmm.
now so many people are on TikTok. And yes, it's definitely gears itself more towards brand awareness, top of the funnel, but
Sure.
you never know who that person is that's watching. And the other thing too that I really want to note about TikTok is that you could have a video get 10,000 views on Monday. You could have another video get 5,000 views from completely different people on Tuesday. And that we've never seen before. And again, so you might be thinking, like, oh, because on Instagram, most of the people that are interacting with your content follow you. That's just the
Mm-hmm.
nature of Instagram right now.
Mm-hmm.
TikTok, you have this expansion of getting people into the top of your funnel all the way through to purchasing your higher ticket offers, which is absolutely insane.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be interesting to see this shift in content because I'm still trying to figure it out. If I'm being honest,
Same. I think JT
Yeah.
Barnett, I believe his
Yes.
handle's JT Barnett,
Yes.
spoke to this really well recently,
Yep.
where he said, you're never going to get this amount of reach of exposure so
Yep.
quickly.
It's so
So
true.
to show, that's where I'm telling my clients, like, show them your best stuff. Don't show them
Yes.
the little thing. Don't show them the here's the free thing, here's the
Yep.
$5 thing, here's the 20, 30, $40 thing. No, no, no. Hit them
Exactly.
with the this is my $500,000 remodel project. This is the
Yes.
$180,000 wedding I planned. Like, show
Yep.
them the big stuff. And for me, that's
Exactly.
branding. And I tell you, like 70% of my clients that come to my contact form find me on TikTok. And of those, they're very qualified leads and they all have
Yes.
budgets starting at $5,000 and above because that is
Yeah.
our minimum. So,
Yeah.
like, I don't think you have to consider TikTok just because it's perceived to be more casual or perceived to be younger. Don't assume that your ideal client isn't there because they are.
Yes. They
They
are for
totally
sure.
are. And it's
Hmm.
very easy to make very like snackable content, but like
Oh
I
yeah.
want to serve them the whole damn meal.
Yeah. Oh no, I completely agree with you. I'm like getting ready to prepare for that, and I'm like, yeah, we're gonna start talking about my story, my background, my unique value proposition, like why you want to buy from me over all the other millions of social media professionals out there.
You know who's doing this so brilliantly right now is
Mhm.
Michaela
Yes.
Nagara.
Oh my
Her
god, I love
story,
her.
her content, same, right? Her content evolution has been so fun to watch and to hear
Yes.
her talk about these like deeply personal, deeply transformative, like she bought a Chanel bag. I watch all of her
Yeah.
videos like
I know, me
over and over and
too.
over again.
I love
Like
them.
her telling the story of why it wasn't just about buying a bag, but it was that she's been obsessed with Chanel since she was 8. This is the storytelling that like you literally can't pay for because now I'm
No.
thinking like, "Oh my gosh, I kind of had that too. Like I had a Parisian themed room and had a Coco Chanel
Yes.
poster and like I
Mhm.
resonate with that, right? And this kind of word of mouth, the fact that we're even talking about it now and you even know what I'm talking about
Yes.
speaks volumes to her
She's
reach.
got a whole yeah, and I was like, her niche too, the crazy thing is like, I'm not very good at makeup, but I will buy anything she
Same,
tells me to buy.
same,
I
same.
was like, I will buy
I
it.
don't know how to do a cut crease. I don't know how to
Nope.
do any of the shit. I will watch
Yeah,
all of her videos. And
me too.
the other one I
Mhm.
watch all of her videos is the woman who recaps, and it kills me. I don't know her handle name.
Yeah.
She recaps all of the history of all of the tributaries, the rivers, the lakes, the ponds of the whole
Oh, I
world.
don't know that one, but that's
Oh my
amazing.
gosh,
Yeah.
so good. So I just like I find myself just like I'm just fascinated by this. Like this is so and also the woman that predicts influencer baby names.
Oh, that's hilarious. I have not
Oh,
seen
yeah.
that one either.
Okay,
Oh my
when I
gosh.
find them, I'll send them to you because, like,
Yes,
these are the
please.
pieces of content that stick out in my brain. Like, I have no
That's
idea how many
crazy.
followers they have. I don't even know their names, but, like, I can tell you I've watched every single one of her freaking videos. And
Yep.
she basically does a deep dive on their Instagram. And she's
Yeah.
like, well, we know that this person is a Mormon mommy blogger and they like names like Caden, Amden,
That's
Brandon, da 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 da. Da.
amazing.
So their baby is due in June and they all have birthstone middle names. So if this is da 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 da, da and she like
That's
maps
incredible.
it.
That's incredible.
So cool. So
Yeah.
cool.
The other one, just to kind of jump on this, I don't know if this kid has a business or anything like that, but you will comment on his videos telling him how he can get a picture of himself. It's like the 7 degrees of Kevin Bacon or whatever. Have you seen this guy? But he
Okay.
will, so
No.
you can be like, okay, hey, find a connection between you and Pablo Escobar. And he's like, here's a picture of me and who knows, like whoever this person is.
Right.
And then he'll find a picture of that person together and find his way all the way through to somehow connecting himself to Pablo Escobar through pictures. Like it's insane. And I'm like, and you
I
can
love that.
listen. Yes, it's so good, but it's like he's never failed either. So it's like
Right.
all this fun, interesting storytelling that we need to start figuring out how to do for our businesses as
Yes.
well.
No, and I think to relate it back to that, because I love even that we had enough shared, like we're two people in very similar positions, right? Our For
Yes.
You page probably looks, I would say 60-70% similar, and there's probably like 30%
Yes.
margin of difference.
Yep.
But the fact that we knew similar people, but then we each just gave an example of two people that the other person didn't
Yes.
know of. What
Crazy.
other platform do you know
Yeah.
like that?
Exactly, and that think about it this way, quick soundbite here, that could be you. You could be that
Literally.
person that other people are talking about on podcasts, like, that is insane and blows my mind. Whether it's all good maybe sometimes it's good, maybe sometimes it's bad, but at least maybe, you're making a memorable brand for yourself and you're
Yeah.
known for something specific, which I think is where I need to start shifting my content. I was Canva queen, and now I'm like, "No, I want to be everybody's go-to content strategist. How can I reframe that and shift that?" So I think that's where I'm at in my journey.